No, young man. No telephone. Telephone.
Attitudes can be pretty deep-rooted, but they're all at the mercy of time. Wherever we are, time has a funny way of catching up with our nice, comfortable ideas and changing them, almost before we know it. And there's one person behind it all, a titan of trade, a merchandising genius, a fearless trendsetter who demands progress and gets it. Yes, she's the one who overnight turns retailing luxuries into necessities. Her name is Lola Martin, but it could be Alice Cole or Jane Jones, because Lola is every customer, all the people we're in business for. Whether the date is 1890 or 1960, Lola Martin, housewife and consumer, has approximately 7,640 things to do every day, and never enough time to do them in. Beds to make, rooms to clean, kids to pick up after, dishes to wash, meals to cook, bills to pay, shopping to do. Yes, always shopping to do, just when it seems as though she's too tired to do another thing. Lola, haven't you forgotten something? You've still got the shopping to do. And Fred forgot to tell you his mother was coming for dinner tonight. Oh, well, you can always telephone down at the store. A telephone.
A telephone, Mrs. Martin? There's one only 3 blocks down on the left. But Mrs. Martin... Thompson's. Yes, Mrs. Martin. £1. 2 yards. We have the best. 1 bolt, yellow. 2 pair. 1 can. Yes, I think I have it all. I'll have it ready for you, Mrs. Martin. No, I don't make any deliveries. No, I'm sorry, Mrs. Martin, but I can't really leave the store alone. Mrs. Martin?
This is the way new patterns in retailing develop. Think of all the things that were luxuries once. The telephone, delivery service. Somewhere along the way, these crossed an invisible line of customer thinking. They became necessities. The customer is the most important force in retailing, and the customer is never satisfied. More value is not enough. You have to give more service.
No, I don't feel the heat so much. Air conditioning. Mrs. Martin! Mrs. Martin! What will it be today, Mrs. Martin? Cool? I don't cash any checks, Mrs. Martin. Not that I don't trust you, Mrs. Martin. Mrs. Martin! Enough is enough. Some people are never satisfied. I give Mrs. Martin what she wants. telephones, modern equipment, air conditioning, and she still wants more. That's what's wrong with the world today. Everybody wants more values, more services, more. And what do you want, young man?
I want a minute of your time, Mr. Thompson. And I'd like to tell you about a new concept of merchandising.
It's another one of those extras I don't want anymore. I've got all I need, look.
I know. That's exactly why the American Express Money Order Sales Department has developed this Courtesy Center concept.
Courtesy Center.
We want to help the retailer, Mr. Thompson. We want to show you how to bring these various extra services together in one spot to merchandise them more effectively, creatively, and profitably.
Seems to me these new-fangled extras are only good for the customers, not the storekeeper.
Well, this new concept works not only for the customer, but for the retailer as well, in many ways. First, it builds traffic. It keeps old customers coming back and brings new customers into the store. Of course, more traffic means more business.
If they don't do something about the traffic in the downtown area, that's...
Second, the Courtesy Center means extra revenue due to the range and the variety of services offered. The only limit is your imagination.
Why, what?
Your imagination, Mr. Thompson. After all, that's what built this store. It means faster customer handling, eliminates bottlenecks, cuts down on duplication of services.
It wasn't imagination that built this store. It was just plain old-fashioned hard work, young man.
Well, the Courtesy Center will make it easier for you. It permits centralized cash control, safer handling of money, more efficient inventory and bookkeeping procedures. A Courtesy Center builds goodwill in your store, Mr. Thompson. It pays off for you over and over again.
Well, maybe.
Well, I can prove it. You've heard of the Crosley Survey, the nationwide research organization? Well, American Express had them make a study of courtesy centers operating in major retail categories in every type of buying community to find out just what these courtesy centers added up to from the retailer's side of the profit ledger. And I wish you could have been there when the Crosley man made us his report.
The results are pretty exciting. These are just some of the material that we've collected. Photos, letters, reports from owners and managers all over the country. These testimonials are hard facts that add up to a big success story. A story that was written and is still being written by people who really know. Here's one. Our store benefits a lot from its courtesy center. As far as I'm concerned, it's a top asset. Here's another. This approach to customer services is great. It encourages one-stop shopping and definitely stimulates impulse buying. And another. My courtesy center helped me set up a safer and more efficient check cashing system. My customers like its convenience, too.
No.
Well, how about this one? Income from courtesy services helps to pay our overhead, and it brings more people in here, week after week. Here's another one. Our courtesy center was a terrific investment, the greatest traffic builder in years. I have many more of these comments from our survey, hundreds of them. But let me sum it up for you this way. Listen. Our survey proves that in all the stores with courtesy centers, in all categories of retailing in all sections of the country, 98% of the owners and managers rated these centers not just a valuable asset, but an absolute must.
98%?
Yes. 98%.
Well, now, just how do I go about putting in a courtesy center, young man?
It's all right here in this American Express blueprint for building business.
A courtesy center is the latest necessity for the progressive retailer, and American Express is ready with all the information you need. American Express money orders can become an integral part of your courtesy center. This center of attention, acting as the service hub of the store, represents a retailing point of view that is sweeping the country, bringing up success stories on cash registers from Maine to California. Because a courtesy center is just what Lola Martin wants today. Now, with only about 1,640 things to do, and never enough time to do them in. But life is, well, a little bit easier now. Uh-oh, forgot something again. Fred's check. He forgot to cash it. Too late. Fred took the car this morning. You still have to meet Susan at the nursery at 3, and what about the shopping? Better look in your purse. Maybe you can get by until tomorrow. 74 cents. A bus token and a button from Jimmy's coat. You sure have to cash that check. How about trying Thompson's? You haven't been there in quite a while. Did you know they just put in a new courtesy center? It's a new service. You can cash checks, pay your utility, buy money orders, postage stamps, even get papers notarized. Sounds like what you need. Just one more thing. They make a small charge for check cashing. Just a few cents. That okay with you? Yes, it helps when everything's on a business-like basis. A lot better than begging favors from a merchant. Yes, this new look is based on a philosophy as old as the art of selling. And more customers every day are being converted to the new look in merchandising. Go ahead, ask them.
Why, of course, Mrs. Martin. I haven't seen you in a long time. You certainly can cash a check here.
Don't forget the payment on the television set, Lola.
A money order for $23.50, Mrs. Martin. Why, it doesn't take any time at all. The new machine the American Express has put in for me. You know something, Mrs. Martin? I never realized that the American Express has been selling money orders through retail outlets since 1882. Yes, 1882, the year my father opened this store. No wonder their money orders are the best known and negotiable anywhere. Here you are, Mrs. Martin, $23.50.
Don't forget to mail it now, Lola.
Stamps? Of course we sell stamps. And every bit as good as those that they sell in the downtown post office. The American Express man had me put them in. He showed me how helpful a courtesy center can be. To you, Mrs. Martin, and to me.
And Fred wanted you to pay the bills today if you had time.
Gas and electric bills? You can pay them right here. Pretty convenient, don't you think? Need a fishing license? I've even got one of those, too. I've just got some in last week. They're over here, Mrs. Martin. Best quality, too.
And that's how one more courtesy center came into being. Lola Martin, retailing genius, insisted on it. And whatever Lola wants, Lola gets. And it looks like she just about wanted everything in Thompson's store. She's tired, of course, because she never has quite enough time to do everything. But life is a little less disorganized for her and for millions like her. People who want and need and expect the kind of services that were considered luxuries only yesterday. This concept, the retailing of customer service, brings new answers to old problems, helping retailers to meet today's pressures and challenges, competition tougher than ever, higher operating costs, and greater demands from customers. The average men and women who want more, need more, and expect more in their constant search for a better way of living. Right, Mr. Thompson?
Sometimes everything seems to be against your carpet. A careless hand. Popcorn. Modern dance. Act active children. Even the weather.
Mom, we're home.
It was a beautiful carpet, wasn't it? Now, these problems can be avoided if you don't live on your carpet. But learn how to remove dirt and stains properly, and you'll find that this will prolong the life of your carpet. Keep it fresh and new looking for years, and greatly add to your enjoyment in owning it. The first thing to remember is to clean up bad spills immediately before they have a chance to penetrate the fibers. Take milk or soft drink on that new carpet made with Acrylan. Just blot up the excess liquid with clean, white, absorbent material such as towels or a sponge. Apply a bit of mild detergent to the stain. Soak up the excess again. Then lay a 1/4 inch or a 1/2 inch of tissue or toweling over the top of the stain and place a heavy weight, such as a book, on top of that. Leave the weight on for 6 to 8 hours. In the case of some stubborn stains, it may be necessary to apply the detergent more than once. Muddy footprints are no problem either. If the mud has been allowed to dry, it can be broken up with a kitchen spoon and then vacuumed. And remember, with these or any other stains, always start removing the stain from the outside and work toward the middle. This will keep the stain from spreading. No matter what type of carpeting you have or how often you clean it, you should call a professional rug and carpet cleaner at least once a year to do a thorough job. Any greasy stain can be handled by blotting up excess, applying a little dry cleaning solvent, then using a little detergent. Blot up the excess again and apply weight as mentioned before. You can remove those annoying crush marks by brushing the piled fibers up toward their original position. Then hold a steam iron close to the carpet and allow the steam to penetrate the fibers. Don't apply the iron directly to the carpet. But how about those happy days when none of these drastic mishaps occur? Well, your carpeting should still receive a daily vacuuming. This will remove loose particles of dirt that settle down into the carpet. Even the smallest of these particles will grind into the fibers of the carpeting during normal use. The abrasive action of the dirt particles against the fibers will shorten the life of your carpet. But a vacuum will help remove much of this danger. And one point that is often missed by today's housewife is that the good old-fashioned upright cleaning machine offers an important advantage over other types. Brushes loosen dirt particles and bring them to the top of the pile. And the revolving brushes return the pile fibers to their original position, which will also help prolong the life of your carpet. Any type of carpet can be cleaned, and by taking immediate and proper action, the damage caused by the worst stains can be minimized. However, there are certain points to remember. Be careful about using too much dry cleaning solvent or detergent. Too much of the solvent can cause the latex back of a carpet to swell, while too much detergent may cause shrinkage in one area and ripples or puckers in another. It's always a good idea to test your carpet first. In most cases, strong bleaches will damage the colors in carpeting, and spot removal chemicals may destroy certain fibers. Pick a spot in your carpet that doesn't show, in a corner or behind a drape. Apply a small amount of the stain remover you plan to use. Then press a white tissue against the carpet while you count to 10. And examine the tissue to see if any of the color has come off. If it has, choose a different stain remover. Have time to sit down and relax with some friends for coffee during the afternoon? It's fine to have the girls in, but how much fun is it if this happens to your new light blue Cumuloft nylon carpet? There's no reason to worry if you know what to do. Blot up the excess. Work a little mild detergent into the stain. Blot up the excess again. If the stain is stubborn, use 1/3 cup of white vinegar to 2/3 cup of water in place of the detergent, and let it work its way into the stain for about 2 minutes. After blotting up the excess, apply tissues and wait. By getting this stain out immediately, you'll prevent it from becoming a permanent embarrassment to your friend. You know, puppies are nice to have around the house for the children, but little puppies sometimes cause problems. Just go after the stains immediately. Many women have a habit of doing their nails in the bedroom, and an accident like this could be a nightmare, unless you know what to do. After testing, apply nail polish remover to a small spot of the stain to see if it will work on that particular type of polish. If not, banana oil, sold in most drugstores, will probably do the trick. As with other stains, blot and apply weight. Suppose your husband decides to do a little quick redecorating while you're out doing Saturday morning shopping. Everything is going fine, and then spilled paint is enough to give anybody gray hair, but most paints can be removed. The cleaning steps for paint are: spoon up as much of the excess as possible. Wash out the stain with a little mild detergent if you have spilled a latex-based paint. Or if it is an oil-based paint, use paint thinner. Blot, apply weight. It may be necessary to use more than one application of the detergent or spot remover. And if you're in doubt, call your local professional rug cleaner. Most of them will be happy to advise you on emergency spot cleaning. The professional cleaner can remove difficult stains if caught in time. He has the knowledge and the equipment. Professional cleaners have efficient equipment that will get out the most elusive dirt. A pile brush lifts flattened or crushed pile and loosens dirt. And a powerful commercial vacuum removes more dirt and grime than can be accomplished with a home-type cleaner. The gentle rotary action of the scrubber and a mild detergent remove the last traces of grime in the carpeting, restoring it to its original appearance. Another type of professional cleaning machine uses an absorbent dry cleaning compound. Brushes reach deep into the pile to remove hidden dirt and bring it to the surface where it can be vacuumed away. Or your professional cleaner may recommend that your rugs or carpeting be removed for in-plant cleaning. Professional cleaners inspect all carpeting and rugs to determine whether the rugs need special attention and to check for stains or serious damage. If the rug or carpet is damaged and in need of repair, the professional cleaner will notify the customer before starting the cleaning operation. Rugs are first run through dusters that loosen and remove dirt embedded in the face pile and backing. Modern equipment in today's rug cleaning plants makes short work of dirt and grime. Rugs are gently cleaned with special detergents at controlled temperatures. Rinsing removes the last traces of detergent and dirt. The rug is removed from the automatic washer and placed on a pole where it is hung in the dry room. Warm circulating air assures quick and even drying of the backing and fibers in the face of the rug. After rolling and wrapping, the rug is returned to the customer. Paint stain gone, mud and grime removed, the carpet looks new again. That's the key to beautiful, long-lasting carpets, in spite of the hazards of everyday living. Know what to do in case of spills or stains. Take immediate action to clean them up. Vacuum your carpet daily, and at least once a year, have it thoroughly cleaned by a professional.
Go over to that side. I'll check out the block.
Premier! So that's what they did with him.
Can I help you folks?
We're escorting Commissar Blavotsky, Chief of the Bureau of Grain Development and Research, winner of the coveted Iron Sickle for outstanding excellence in soybeans and allied grains.
What do they call him for short?
Yeah, well, Commissar Blavotsky signaled us to stop here to look at your beautiful cotton fields.
They're soybeans.
Commissar Blavotsky, his interpreter Natasha Splovny, and his assistant Boris Pashkunyak. And this is Mr.
Wilson. Henry Wilson.
Мне очень
I am
приятно
very
с вами
pleased
познакомиться.
to meet you.
Пожалуйста,
Please,
я хочу
I want
на пойти
to
на поле
examine the
сейчас.
fields right now.
Not much for small talk, is he?
Do you see any weeds?
Not one weed.
Excuse me. Beautiful!
He must have increased his yield tremendously.
With such an increase at home, you could become hero of People's Republic.
And win another medal.
Fantastic achievement! Monumental! Our people should have such an agricultural achievement.
And we will.
Scarecrows?
Good evening, comrade farmer. And fellow worker. Remember me? I'm Comrade Splavnik, your district interrogator.
Hold on now. Can I ask you what this is all about?
Please, I am asking the questions. Would you like a cigarette?
Nope.
We have been observing your farm for months and taken these pictures. And frankly, it baffles us. There are no weeds to be seen.
Hey, those pictures are nice. Could I get that one there in a wallet size?
Yes, I'll order it in the... Please, I am asking the questions. We have taken these infrared photographs from the air when we flew over your fields, and there are no traces of weeds.
Ah, don't fly over my fields. All that noise will keep my hogs from breeding.
Please, let's keep sex out of this. Now, how is it possible that our infrared detectography finds no weeds?
Why are you going through all this? See that little pamphlet right there? The one about Preforan? That's what I use to kill my weeds. Why don't you read it?
We don't believe this capitalistic propaganda. 2 years ago, and then last year, we received pamphlets and ads about leading herbicides. Sounded so good. And we tried them.
Please, Natasha, I would rather do this myself. First year, what did we get? I'll show you. Beautiful. No grass weed from Smolka to Yulka. Just one green panorama of broadleaf. The year after that, the new Commissar of Agriculture, he ordered that we try the other herbicide. So we tried, but no rain. So what did we get? A picture postcard of broadleaf and grass weed.
The whole Shemulka plains covered with weeds and stunted little soybeans.
We sold it to Romania. This year there will be no stunted soybeans and no weeds. Now I am Commissar, new Commissar of Agriculture. Enough with pamphlets. You've got to tell us how you do it. What do you use for agri?
Preforan.
And Jimson weed?
Preforan.
What do you use for smart weed?
Preforan. Here, you got a little straw in your pocket.
What about wild mustard, pigweed, lobsquerders, porcelain,
Preforan.
giant foxtail, barnyard grass, green and yellow foxtail, crabgrass, goosegrass, brachiaria, what?
Preforan.
And buttonweed?
For those that get by, I use a hoe.
Aha!
Well, nothing's perfect.
In the great Smolka plains, we have heavy soil, we have light soil. We have heavy, medium soil, light, heavy, and then medium with bumps.
Sounds to me like you have a problem.
You have many different kinds of soil on your land, like ours. But we don't see you once change your application rate for different kinds of soil. For how come? Why?
With Preforan, I use just one rate.
Boris, turn on the slides. Natasha, turn off the light. Here, look. First day we watch you put down this stuff you call Preforan. For 10 days we observe. No rain. Not one drop of rain. Not even a glass of water. Vodka we had. You have to live a little. We got already a little silly.
Commissar, please.
All right, Natasha. Lights. For 10 days, no rain. How come it works?
Preforan doesn't need rain. Don't need vodka either.
Commissar, after he sprayed, he didn't come back to, what do you call it when you turn over the soil?
Incorporate.
No, incorporate.
Yeah, that is capitalistic word. We don't say that.
You don't have to say it because you don't have to do it.
You don't incorporate?
You don't incorporate.
The wind. Yes, every day was blowing the wind. And yet this fantasy herbicide of yours stayed where it was belonging. It didn't drift. It put stayed.
You mean it stayed put?
Put schmut, it stayed where it belonged. It didn't go anywhere. And still the sun was shining, but still it didn't
Break down?
Break down. We sent one of your soybean plants back to the motherland by People's Airmail. And the People's Agricultural Institute, with all of its latest scientific equipment, could not detect one trace of this herbicide. Now, if it wasn't in the beans, where was it?
Nowhere. Because Seba's Preforan doesn't leave any residue on the crop or in the soil. You don't want it on the plant. You just want to kill the weeds.
Just kill the weed. Of course, I just want to kill the weed. What do you think you are doing tied up already? You are giving me a headache. By the way, does Seba make anything for a headache? Get up. I want to sit down. If I come back this time without any information, I will be no longer a commissar. They will put me in charge of Brussels sprouts in Siberia.
You can't grow Brussels sprouts in Siberia.
That's what I mean. Look, tell me the truth. This Preforan, it works without rain?
No rain? Heavy rain? Doesn't matter.
And you don't have to incorporate?
No incorporation.
And it doesn't hurt the soybeans?
Nope.
And it stays?
That's right. It stays where it belongs.
And it kills grass and broadleaf weed?
Commissar, you sure learn fast.
And you use only one rate for all kinds of soil?
I told you all this before.
Then it's the perfect weed killer.
Almost perfect.
But my superiors will never believe it.
Well, they'd believe you if you took some Preforan back with you?
Absolutely. To quote one of your famous American proverbs, a bird in the bush is worth your hand in the bird.
Look, take me back to my farm and I'll get you a can.
Good. Boris, untie him. And you, Comrade Natasha, enough of this Hollywood sexy schmexy. Get back into your wholesome uniform from the motherland. I don't know why, but I am trusting you.
Now, you folks wait here. I'll go get your Preforan.
Okie dokie, but just make sure there's no funny business. Черт побери.
Это черт удрал, наверное.
Well, Preforan's too good for them anyway. Here you are, folks.
Doesn't feel like 5 gallons.
Well, it's all I had.
Our scientists will have this specimen analyzed in 2 weeks.
Ah, heck. Smart folks like you ought to find out for that.
Needs no incorporation.
And no rain.
It's almost perfect weed killer.
It's safe.
Perfectly safe. That's very good.
coming, said the peacock, who was never taken very seriously, nor completely understood.
Monsanto Chemical Company presents Meet Mr. Money. He's a very important man in your life. He means a lot, not only to you, but to your family as well. He's always around when you need him most. And when's that? Not much question there. It's when you're sick or hurt, in or out of the hospital, during retirement, after your death. These are the times when either your expenses go up or your regular pay stops. The times when Mr. Money goes to work for you under your Monsanto benefit program. He's pretty busy too, because there are 8 different plans in the program, tailor-made by Monsanto for Monsanto people. Salary continuation, medical insurance, accidental dismemberment, life insurance, accidental death, retirement income, Social Security, and workman's compensation, all designed to pay you money when you need it most. You need to know one basic fact about Mr. Money. He's not a magician and can't pull money out of a hat unless enough has been put in by you and Monsanto. In reality, you and Monsanto are the ones who regularly give him the money to pay benefits when you need them most. Now let's see how you can call on Mr. Money for help. Will virus knock you out this winter? Will your sacroiliac snap out of place in the spring? Will you need sudden surgery next summer? Will you trip on a toy and break a bone in the fall? And while you moan at home or in the hospital, who will help pay the butcher, the baker, the electric light maker? Mr. Money, of course, with salary continuation dollars that help replace your regular earnings. How long will you get them? As long as 6 months each time you're sick or hurt for a different reason. And what if you must go to the hospital? Don't worry. Mr. Money will take care of almost all the bills with medical insurance dollars. What will he pay for? Well, there's semi-private hospital room and board, $15 a day plus 80% of all charges over $15 for as long as 180 days. Hospital extra services, $500 plus 80% of all charges over $500. Surgeon's fees, based on a schedule with a maximum benefit of $300. Doctor's hospital visits, $5 a day up to $350. Maternity cases, $175 for hospital expenses, $100 for doctor's charges in normal delivery. X-rays and lab tests out of hospital. Treatment by specialists. Private nursing care. Drugs and medicines. Mental cases, and many, many more. These benefits are payable through basic medical insurance or major medical insurance or both. You can count on basic medical to pay almost all of your expenses when you're in the hospital. Major pays off in the more serious or catastrophic cases that otherwise could eat away your life savings. Now, let's be sure you understand that Mr. Money doesn't pay the whole bill for everything. For some,
he'll pay a flat amount based on a schedule. For others, he'll pay 80% or 90% or even 100% when expenses covered by major medical rise above $5,000. If your sickness is serious and costly, you pay a deductible. For most of you, it's equal to 1% of your yearly base salary. But in that case, Mr. Money could pay you as much as $8,000 or $12,000 or even $15,000 medical insurance dollars in 1 year alone. And this applies to each member of your family enrolled in the plan. Let's get back to you. One of the worst things that can happen is to be sick or hurt so badly that you can't ever work again. Fortunately, it only happens to about 8 out of every 100 people. But if you're one of the 8, long-term disability can be mighty rough. Your pay stops after 6 months, yet your living expenses go on. What you need and what you get from Mr. Money is steady income to help replace your pay. After your salary continuation dollars are used up, he will pay you total and permanent disability dollars. How much will you get? An amount that's equal to your life insurance coverage, up to as much as $40,000. How long will it be paid? In monthly installments over a period of 5 years. And you can expect more. After 15 years' service with Monsanto, Mr. Money pays total and permanent disability dollars under the retirement plan. These payments last as long as you're disabled, not just 5 years. Is that all? No. Mr. Money also pays total and permanent disability dollars under Social Security as long as you live. There's still another way you can get disability income. If you're hurt at work, you may collect workman's compensation dollars. Steady income isn't all you'd get from your Monsanto benefit program. You'd get free medical insurance for as long as 5 years. And if you lost your sight or a limb, you'd get either $2,500 or $5,000 accidental dismemberment dollars. So you see, when you're sick or hurt, in a hospital or not, Mr. Money can work for you through many different plans. Most of you and your families will collect medical insurance dollars at one time or another. Only a few of you will ever be sick or hurt badly enough to collect total and permanent disability income dollars. But there is a very good chance for many more of you to get retirement income dollars from Mr. Money. This is certainly one of the times when you need him most. Figures show that 83 out of every 100 people will live to age 65. That's the latest you have to wait before you retire and get retirement plan dollars and Social Security dollars. It's the time when you can sleep till noon, lie in the sun, fish when they're biting, work when you want to. Mr. Money has 2 kinds of Monsanto retirement plan income, basic and extended. First, basic income. You pay nothing and automatically get it if you have 10 or more years of service at retirement. No one gets less than $2.85 a month for each year of service, and most of you will get much, much more. With 30 years of service, for example, you'd get about 20% of your average salary during your last 5 years. If this final average is just over $1,000 a month, this means you'd get $200 a month after 30 years. Next, extended income. You and Monsanto pay for it, but only on your monthly salary over $300. For every $100 you put in, you get retirement income of about $2.75 a month. So your total take could then be $425 a month after 30 years service. That would be your retirement plan dollars payable at age 65 for the rest of your life. You'd get more with higher pay and more service, less with lower pay and less service. In addition, you would get Social Security dollars. You and Monsanto each pay an equal tax for Social Security, and it would add about $125 to your retirement plan income, or a combined total of $550 a month after 30 years service, plus about $60 a month more in Social Security for your wife. If you're the kind of person who likes to deal in big amounts, you can figure your $550 a month is worth nearly $100,000. That's the total you'd get from the Monsanto retirement plan and Social Security over a period of 15 years, the average life of men after 65. And women do better because they live longer. You don't have to wait until you're 65 before you retire. You can begin to receive retirement plan dollars as early as age 55 if you have at least 10 years service. And Social Security dollars can start as early as age 62 for men and women. In both cases, the retirement plan and Social Security, your income will be reduced if you retire early. This is because you would have fewer years of coverage and because you would get benefits over a longer period of time. But if you retire, with Monsanto consent, after age 60 and have at least 30 years of service, your retirement plan income will not be reduced. When you retire at 65 or earlier, Mr. Money will still be on the job with free medical insurance dollars for you and your wife. Each of you can collect as much as $2,000 in basic benefits, and her coverage goes on even if you die first. This is one event that none of us can avoid. It will happen to 100 out of 100, and it's the time Mr. Money provides dollars for your family. If you die after retirement, he'll pay your beneficiary an amount equal to about 2/3 of your salary the year before you retired, less if you have under 20 years of service. If your final year's salary is $12,000, for example, your life insurance during retirement would equal $7,500. And these are free life insurance dollars. Monsanto pays the entire cost. In addition, your beneficiary could get regular monthly retirement plan checks if you selected one of the optional forms of payment before you retired. Social Security also helps survivors with a $255 death benefit plus a life income to widows age 62 or over, or to a widow with children until the youngest is 18. You'll remember that 83 out of every 100 people will reach age 65. This means the chances of your dying before then are only 17 out of 100. If you're one of the 17, Mr. Money will have life insurance dollars for your beneficiary equal to at least 2.5 years' pay. So with a salary of $12,000 a year, you would have $30,000 of life insurance. If your death is caused by an accident, Mr. Money will also pay 5,000 accidental death dollars to your beneficiary. There's one other source of money when your beneficiary needs it most. It's a return of all of your payments into the extended retirement plan, plus compound interest. In a general way, you've seen what Mr. Money can do for you and your family when you're sick or hurt, during retirement, and after your death. Naturally, we couldn't cover all of the details here. Now, let's take a closer look and really meet Mr. Money. You'll recall that he is you and Monsanto. You and Monsanto are the ones who regularly give him the money to pay benefits when you need them most. True, he doesn't actually get the money from you and Monsanto. It is turned over to insurance companies, banks, even the government. some of that money is paid out almost as fast as it's paid in. The rest is held, waiting for you when you need it most. But every cent you get is the direct result of contributions by you and Monsanto. Who pays most? Monsanto does. It pays all the cost of some plans and most of the cost of others. Here are figures for just 1 year. $4.5 million from all of you. $20 million from Monsanto. A total of $24.5 million. While Monsanto does pay more than 4 times the total all of you pay, remember this. Your Monsanto benefit program dollars are possible only through your efforts in making and keeping Monsanto operations profitable. Such cooperation on your part is your very best assurance of continuing to enjoy one of the finest benefit programs in all industry. As a Monsanto employee, you have a lot of plans, a lot of benefits, all designed to give you money when you need it most.
Mobile presents The Friendly Way 1966.
Gentlemen, you are in the travel business. You sell gasoline, oil, tires, and dozens of other products and services to people on the go, people who travel. What's new about that? People with cars have naturally always been on the go. That's right. But the way in which they travel and their reasons for traveling have changed. How they go, where they go, why they go, have created a new way of life and a new business, all centered around the automobile. Once, not too many years ago, relatively few people could even afford cars. The car was considered a luxury. There was one car in the family, and usually only one driver in the family, too. Do you remember how people traveled? An average speed of 40 miles per hour on curving 2-lane highways was good. Do you remember why they traveled? Most people used their car for weekly chores and a weekend drive. And do you know where they drove? Well, for one thing, roads didn't allow distance and high-speed driving. Few families spent the night away from home. The ultra-modern motel industry was yet to be born just 20 years ago. Often, roadside cabins were the best motorists could hope to find. Do you remember such signs as these? With tourist traveling more than doubling since World War II, the travel industry hastened to attract more tourist dollars. Gone are the days of mom and pop cabins. In their place, signs like these assure motorists of eating and sleeping in convenient luxury. For one thing, today we are a nation on wheels. 2- and 3-car families are increasing at a faster rate than ever before. The car, particularly with young Americans, has become one of the basic essentials of modern living. You are literally nowhere without a car. Further, in contrast, consider how Americans travel today. There are more than 50 makes and model cars on the market. Engines from 4 to 8 cylinders, from 90 to 500 horsepower. Difficult as it may be to visualize, the total vehicle registration in the United States is now more than 80 million. Industry sources indicate that this figure will, by 1970, reflect an average sales increase of 22.5% per station. In examining where Americans travel, it would be easier to state where they don't travel, for the network of roads links every corner of our country. And the roads of the future are already half completed. At the end of 1965, 20,000 miles of the planned 41,000 miles, which will make up our national interstate highway system, were already completed. Finally, why do Americans travel? Today, they travel for every imaginable reason. Most significant to our business, however, is the fact that recreational travel is soaring. Today, nearly 35% of the nation's 850 billion annual miles are driven for recreational purposes. Think of it. 1/3 of your business will come from traveling Americans. The importance and scope of travel in the United States will be made clear in 1966 by the President's Discover America program. This national program will be supported by millions of dollars from private industry, which will encourage more Americans to travel more miles and see still more of our country. The traveler today expects comfort and convenience. An enormous market for in-transit food, fuel, and lodging has been created, and we are part of the travel industry, which is getting bigger and more profitable from year to year. Mobil has been aware of the steady growth in auto travel for some time. And we know people have been asking for directions ever since the first car drove over the hill into the next county and got lost. But we also know two very important additional facts. First, that as travel increased, people began asking for more than directions. They wanted you, Mr. Dealer, to suggest a good place to eat, a comfortable place to spend the night, and on and on. Second, we know that if Mobil has something traveling people really need, we can't keep them out of the station. So Mobil launched its travel activity in 1958 by introducing the Mobil Travel Guide. It was the first guide of its kind in the United States. Since then, it has been completely revised, improved, and expanded every year. Another milestone came in 1965 when we launched the first Mobil Travel Information Center. This was an important achievement for two reasons. First, it was the most complete travel facility of its kind ever offered to traveling motorists by an oil company. And second, it created an elite corps of the best equipped and best trained service station dealers in the industry. These travel information aids, introduced last year by Mobil, offered the motorist accurate, detailed assistance. The traveling public could drive into a Mobil travel station and find the Mobil Travel Guide, a complete set to be used for reference and, of course, guides for sale as well. A regional map, a broad reference map of the area covered by your regional edition of the Travel Guide. The Mobil Travel Directory, a new exclusive publication for use at Mobil travel dealer stations and nowhere else. For the first time, this provided the motorist valuable, detailed local information as well as a complete national guide to travel literature. API tours, folders containing close-to-home weekend tours which are becoming so popular. Space for a local map under the see-through writing desk. And of course, the Travel Center cabinet itself, a sturdy, good-looking unit that gives your whole travel facility a professional look. As we conclude the first year of this complete travel program, there is much we have learned from you through dealer panels and conferences, from customer reactions, and from the use and durability of these materials themselves. We are ready to make use of this valuable knowledge and make a good program better. If you are determined to get a larger share of the travel dollar, we are prepared to help you.
Here is the friendly way for 1966.
Discover America in 66. This travel program, sponsored by the President of the United States, keynotes the largest travel year in our history. North, south, east, west, Americans are on the go, go, go. To meet this travel surge, Mobil proudly presents its 1966 Dealer Travel Program. Featuring a newly designed and improved Travel Information Center, These improvements will, 1, provide a broader type of information to motorists. 2, provide greater depth of all travel information. 3, improve the self-service characteristics of the 1966 Center. Actually makes it fun to use. Let's start the introduction of the 1966 package with the information cabinet itself. Here it is with all the 1965 material removed. The very first new item for 1966 is what is termed a conversion kit. It consists of 2 basic elements. First, literature racks, 1 for each side wall of the cabinet. Second, slots or pigeonholes for holding the 1966 reference travel guides and travel directory. Next, we have to fill these racks. So here is a brand new subscription service. When you participate in the 1966 travel program, you will automatically receive a kit of literature, folders on parks, sightseeing, historical points, and tours for your state. This includes the popular API tours as well. You, in turn, will be able to supply this material free to motorists. How about that big empty space on the back wall? Well, here comes one of the big surprises for 66, a regional map. But not just any map. This is a disto map, specially designed for mobile and your region of the country. 6 regional maps cover the entire country like this. Let's look at one region, the Midwest map. Simply by turning a dial here, this map instantly and automatically gives 3 types of information. First, by setting the dial on the city, which is your starting point, this map gives the correct mileage to all the principal cities in this region of the country. Second, by setting the dial on the city of destination, this map also automatically indicates in which travel guide to look for hotels, motels, and restaurants in the town the traveler is planning to visit. And third, by looking in the yellow halo area around the map, you automatically find the best route and mileage to distant cities not shown on the map. For example, it's possible to dial the distance from Kansas City to San Francisco on several routes. Here are the simple instructions printed on the map. This wall model disto map is constructed entirely of aluminum. It's a sturdy, precision instrument which will last for years. The map you have on the back wall of the cabinet will be your region. And in addition to the wall model disto map, there is a 6-pack brochure of disto maps for reference use. This 6-pack will include all 6 regional maps of the United States so that your customers can dial any major city in the country. Next are the reference books, the 1966 Travel Directory and Travel Guide. First, let's look at the 1966 Travel Directory. As you know, this too is a self-service book. It's a professional book that only you have. Customers must come to you to use it. This too is all new for 66, and it's 50% larger. To start with, there is Section 1, the section listing local information. This is the part you fill in. It's most important. You can find most of the information in the phone book. It's a good idea to have your wife help you complete this section. One can look up the information while the other writes it down. Of course, you can also refer to your 65 travel directory. Just make sure the information is still current and copy it into your 66 book. Section 2 of the directory, as you will recall, is a listing by state of all the travel literature available on activities and places of interest all over the country. This is an extremely valuable aid to everyone who is planning a vacation. You should promote the use of this section with your regular customers. For 1966, this section has been expanded and includes a description of each booklet listed. Now we come to the feature piece in your travel program, the Mobile Travel Guide for 66. You already know that this book has been completely redesigned. It now has features that make it a natural for every motorist, not just the long-distance traveler. Here is a recap of its new features. New print design, two-color printing throughout, new page paper, easier to read and use. Local tours with maps, many of which can be covered in a single day. Interstate highway map, a must for today's travelers and vacationers. Key city maps, maps of principal cities in every region of the country. A mileage table tells the distance between all major United States cities. Plus, of course, a completely revised and expanded list of rated hotels, motels, and restaurants. Now, it can truly be said that everyone who owns a car should own a mobile travel guide. It should be standard equipment. If you point out these features, you will sell guides as you've never sold them before. And of course, at a new 50 cents profit per book. And here comes another welcome feature, the Reference Travel Guide. For use in your 1966 travel center, will have a special cover to really set them apart from your regular travel guides which are for sale. Here it is. It's stitched in a durable hard cover to resist wear and soiling, and it's especially marked for reference use. Notice the automatic retracting security device which fastens each reference guide and travel directory to your travel center. Those are the basic components, gentlemen. Put them all together and they spell the best travel information facility the American motorist can find. These are the components or the basic package. There are now additional deluxe features available which are designed to fill specific needs. These optional features are a metal base for your travel center. If your station shelving does not have a base structure, this base raises your travel center to the proper height for best appearance and easy use. Some mobile dealers have used their travel centers very successfully outside, beside the front door or lube bay. To make it easier to take the center in and out each day, there now is a base available with heavy-duty caster wheels. Also, for those centers used out of doors, there is now a see-through plastic weather tent available. This heavy-gauge plastic is durable and will protect the contents of your center from the weather. It slips on and off easily and folds easily for storage. The final piece of optional equipment available is a fluorescent cabinet light. This unit installs in minutes using only a screwdriver. It provides an excellent light for inside the travel cabinet and also doubles as an excellent night light. Here is a typical travel center installation. Let's see how it fills the needs of traveling motorists. These are typical situations. Here, a vacation traveler sees the friendly sign of a mobile station down the road. At the pump island, he needs gasoline and road directions. He is a stranger in town and needs help finding local streets. You direct him to your local street map under the writing desk of your travel center. If a traveler has been driving in Wisconsin and drove into a mobile station to find out the distance and best route from Madison to Rockford, you could direct her to your travel center and the disto map. Here she would find exact mileage and best routes. If a couple traveling in New England stopped in and asked you to recommend a good restaurant nearby, you could direct them to your travel center and the travel guide. And once they have seen how handy the guide is, there's an excellent chance they would like one to keep in the car. That's an easy 50 cents for you. Perhaps there's a family looking for sights to see in Colorado, and they drive into your mobile travel station. You can direct them to your travel center, and there they can find a pamphlet on local attractions. They can also refer to the travel guide and find tours. In fact, if a traveler were looking for a swimming pool, that's right, she would look in the local section of your travel directory. For hotel and restaurant rates and facilities, plus state laws, seasonal sports, and history, she, of course, would go straight to the mobile travel guide. Yes, traveling Americans have an expert guide to all America in their friendly mobile dealer. You might ask, is this really helping me in my business? The answer is a resounding yes, because these motorists got the help they were seeking quickly, accurately, and it was all self-service. And because you filled customers' needs without having to stop your work at the pump island, it's like having another helper, and you can do more business. And of course, equally important, these travelers buy your products and services in appreciation for your help. We live in a new era when more people with more leisure time travel north, south, east, and west in our great land for business and pleasure. Yes, travel, like the car itself, is now a part of our way of life. Travel is big business. To be precise, it's a $30 billion industry and growing. Within 10 short years, it could well be a $60 billion industry. Mobil was a pioneer in catering to the traveling American, and you already have a competitive edge. How much of this profitable travel dollar can you have? How much do you want? The decision is yours, and the opportunity is now.
Success with the bow and arrow depends on natural ability, proper instruction, and good form. Expert archers take careful aim to hit the target, known as the gold, G-O-L-D. The result? A bullseye. The target for the service station dealer is the motorist. To hit gold, the dealer must take careful aim to satisfy all the demands of the customer. The dealer's target keeps on the move. When a motorist buys gasoline, usually 2 or 3 times a week, he's exposed to many different type competitive stations in his neighborhood, all looking for his business. He's in a good spot to sample service. The motorist today demands the most for his money, not in terms of price alone, but as measured by total value received. Product quality, service, and price weighed together. What are some of the things he's looking for when shopping for the best all-around station to patronize regularly? The first thing the average motorist looks for is a station with a business-like appearance, a station that's clean and attractive looking, a driveway that's orderly, that looks easy to drive up to, a station where his progress in and out will be smooth and easy. The motorist looks for pleasant, courteous station salesmen who are suitably dressed for their business in clean, professional-looking uniforms. He looks for fast, efficient service, no waiting around, and he looks for a lot more than just gasoline when he pulls up to a pump island. He looks for some free services, like checking the radiator and battery water level, cleaning windshields, wiping headlights, and observing the condition of the tires. The motorist expects to be shown all the things his car needs. He wants high-quality products, but most of all, he looks for the one station and dealer and station salesman in which he can place his complete confidence. By driving into your Shell station, the motorist gives you a chance to build up his confidence in you and your men. Getting him to come back to your station regularly means performing all the basic services better than any of your competitors. It's a job that requires adequate station manpower and well-trained manpower to do the job right. Your station profits depend on converting the occasional customer into a regular, a customer who buys all his motoring needs at your station because he knows you're properly equipped and staffed to satisfy him. And the best way to satisfy the motorist's #1 demand for fast, efficient service is to have enough trained manpower to give two-man service. You'll get the customer in and out of the station faster with two-man service. It keeps the driveway free and clear, an open invitation to other motorists to stop for a tankful. Two-man service provides extra time to inspect a car and discover everything that's needed. It makes getting under the hood easier. A motor oil change can be sold while service is being rendered. Two men work together as a sales team. More manpower means more motor oil sales. Two-man service increases the potential number of cars a station can handle profitably in any given period. If another car drives up, the second man is already in position on the pump island to serve the new customer quickly, while the senior man finishes up the first car. Thus, neither customer is delayed. Greater manpower builds greater gallonage. But the quickest way to increase gallonage is by extending your hours of operation. That's another big way in which more manpower pays off. You have fully qualified salesmen available to operate the station 16, 18, or even 24 hours a day as required. And there's plenty of business at night. Workers on the night shift also need gasoline regularly. When you're open all or part of the night, your station becomes an illuminated advertisement announcing to every motorist who drives by that you're ready to serve him at his convenience. You pay for servicing equipment, station facilities, and fixtures on a 24-hour basis. You pay rent or overhead around the clock, and many other items of expense go on whether you're open or closed. You have customers at all hours. All that's needed is enough well-trained manpower to put the station and equipment to use at all hours. Longer nighttime operation will give you the chance to build up a larger volume of profitable lubrication business. Many customers who use their cars in their work during the day find it more convenient to leave them overnight for servicing. The night man, meanwhile, has enough time to do a good, thorough job on each car. Extending your hours of operation will lead to substantial increases in total volume of business, night and day. You'll make daytime customers out of some of the people you contact at night. And you'll sell more to your regular daytime customers because you'll have the reputation of being ready to do business whenever the customer wants to buy. After a reasonable period, examine your overall results, day and night business combined. Usually, you'll find the investment in more trained manpower and longer hours of operation has not only increased sales, but also profits. To gain the full benefit of night operation, post your actual hours of business in the sales room window where customers can see them. Publicize your longer hours in big, bold-face ads in the local newspaper. Distribute handbills and mail out cards to your customers. Adequate manpower and longer hours will make possible a better organized operation and a cleaner station night and day. Before you leave for the day, set up a simple housekeeping schedule for the nightman to follow. During the day, restrooms are kept tidied up and amply supplied with paper, towels, and soap. During the night hours, there's time and manpower available to give them a thorough scrubbing down. The nightman has time to do some of the other housekeeping chores, like washing the windows. And with adequate manpower also on duty during the day, there's someone available at all times to keep the station neat. Gasoline pumps sparkling bright, a magnet to motorists. Someone is also available to keep the interior of the station clean and orderly. The lube room floor is swept regularly. The glass doors spotless and shining. The lubrication high-pressure control valves wiped and in good working order. The wall battery lubrication equipment checked and ready for instant use. There's a man on hand to see that stocks are always arranged according to departments attractively displayed and properly priced. Your shelves cleared of slow-moving, obsolete items. Fall changeover often requires a changeover in sales room window displays and an experienced station salesman to set up the displays. Displays that move merchandise. Shell X100 motor oil is a fighting champion. Mass outdoor displays also build motor oil sales. But first it takes adequate manpower to build the displays without interruption of service to the customer on the pump island. If well-trained help is available, you can feel free to leave the station when business requires, getting out, for example, to solicit new business. You know that in your absence, the station will be operated expertly and that your customers will be well treated. You can take the time to make yourself and your station known to any new car owners who've moved into your trading area. A potential new customer is impressed by a personal visit from a dealer who wants his business and has the gumption to ask for it. You can also personally deliver the touring information requested by your customers, and at the same time, invite them down to the station for a thorough car check. Vacation travel by car is no longer limited to the summer months. Touring is now an all-season affair and an all-year profit builder for you. When your station is adequately manned at all times, you can get away to attend important business meetings, getting acquainted with leaders of the community, making friends for your station, and building up for yourself the reputation of a wide-awake businessman. You can get some time off at night to relax at home occasionally with your family, to read a newspaper or magazine, to bounce the baby on your knee, or just rest up for the next day's work, all the while secure in the knowledge that your station is properly staffed to carry on smoothly with a qualified man for every job. Back at the station, you can concentrate on your managerial job and on doing a full-time customer relations job, welcoming new customers, making them feel comfortable, building up their confidence in your station. Consult with your Shell salesman in determining your station manpower requirements and weigh all the facts, gallonage, facilities and equipment, hours of operation, station potential. It takes months of experimenting to learn the exact number of men a station needs to handle profitably its potential volume of business. And it's even more important to select the right men. When interviewing an applicant for a job at your station, ask yourself these questions. Does he have the qualifications for the job? Does he have an aptitude for selling? Is he willing to learn? Is he presentable, courteous, energetic? Will he render service to the customer? Will he become a first-class station salesman? After a new man is hired and reports for work, take time out at the start to break him in right, in your way of doing things. The Shell book, Current Suggestions for the Operation of Service Stations, is an excellent basic guide. But it's up to you to spell out the new man's duties to him and show him just how to do them. Make sure he thoroughly understands pump island procedure. With proper training and supervision, he'll more than pay his way quickly. Shell lubrication is the modern, personalized system of car care. It's designed to provide the motorist with all the products and services needed to assure trouble-free performance, economy, and safety. Shell lubrication is a real moneymaker, but it takes a trained man. He must be trained how to avail himself of the maximum sales potentialities offered by Shell lubrication and how to render a Shell lubrication job. With adequate station manpower available, your Shell lubrication man will have enough time to check each car thoroughly. He'll render a greater service to the customer and perform more paid services for you. A station salesman must be well trained in every phase of the servicing business, whether it's packing front wheel bearings or servicing automatic transmissions. Any experienced dealer can quickly teach his men how to service automatic transmissions like an expert. Shell Donax T6 is a fully approved Type A fluid, the finest on the market. The job of training station personnel goes on always. It's not something that's done only the first week a new man reports on the job. In fact, as a progressive dealer, you yourself should be constantly learning from the Shell salesman, the Shell merchandising representative, and from other dealers, new and better ways of servicing and selling. And it's your job to pass along to your station salesman any new ideas you pick up. You must train your men to be merchandising experts, thoroughly familiar with all your policies and sales programs. Holiday special combination deals are surefire for building the sales volume of your entire line of Shell products and services. Keep your men thinking about motor oil and gasoline ratios. To boost sales, it's a good idea to fix quotas on motor oil, paid services, and TBA, and then pay bonuses to your salesmen for plus business. This will build up a real competitive spirit among the men and a desire to satisfy all the demands of the motorist. For a station that gives a clean, orderly, and business-like appearance, for friendly, courteous station salesmen, for fast, efficient two-man service, for those all-important driveway services, for station salesmen who know their business and protect the customer, for the station in which the customer can put his complete confidence, for the station which stays open longer at night, ready to serve the customer at his convenience, whenever he wants to buy. Competing successfully today against all types of competition is a man-sized job, and it takes adequate manpower to do it. Adequate manpower to give the customer what he wants, the most for his money in terms of product, service, and price weighed together. Adequate manpower to earn mounting profits. The customer is the target. Aim to satisfy the customer's demands, and you'll strike gold.
Much of our research and development effort at United States Steel is directed toward you, the automotive designer and engineer, with one objective: to create new applications for steel in automotive manufacture. We are not automobile designers or car builders. Our function instead is to illustrate and demonstrate steel's unequaled versatility and superior performance in parts and components, its traditional acceptance by car owners, and its overall finished cost advantages. When we talk about the applications of USS steels for the automotive industry, we are not talking about tomorrow's plans or dreams. We are talking about proven quality in performance today. 2 years ago, we created the Innovari I to translate new automotive steel ideas into actuality. Today, we display a prototype taxi cab that showcases other new uses for many different steels in a new image for this type of special purpose vehicle. Why a taxi cab? Well, we figured it this way. Taxi cabs are a special breed of automobile. They're special because they're expected to behave like cars, but wear like trucks while hauling thousands of paying customers. The entire concept of this cab is new. The Innovari II has a character and personality of its own. It's a specially designed 5-passenger, 90-inch wheelbase vehicle that is small on the outside, but big on the inside, with many driver and passenger conveniences. Getting down to specifics, note the use of textured embossed steel in the roof of the car, an example of steel replacing a higher-cost vinyl material, with the added bonus of steel's durability and the choice of painting it in a variety of colors. Brush-finished stainless steel on the forward area of the roof accentuates and complements the texture adjacent to it. Here's something of special interest: the Uniguard system. Its unique wedge action at the door face, when shut, provides a continuous perimeter beam around the car, and in conjunction with the built-in roll bars, provides safe, dependable protection from side impacts, rollovers, and collisions. Full-depth, high-strength steel bumpers and wraparound park, turn, and stop lights complete the exterior safety package. Like this extra-wide, easy-opening door, a single stamped steel hinge is its secret. This functional use of steel allowed us to open up the interior to more headroom and a full 68-inch wide passenger seat. And the flush floor provides more legroom for 5 passengers. And these occasional seats? Full seat comfort when in use, and when not required, they are concealed fully flush in the bulkhead. Generous use of textured embossed steel in the interior enhances the durability and elegant appearance of the passenger compartment. Incidentally, just about anything that can be photographed can be duplicated in textured steel. Here we use the leather-grained Madrid pattern of steel with matching vinyl soft trim. Passenger convenience and comfort? Well, besides easy entrance and exit, the huge interior is completely climate-controlled for heating and cooling, including an air purifier system. The passenger console faces the rear seat and contains such passenger services as intercom controls, coin return chute from the driver compartment, and controls for operating the passenger compartment sunroof. Also included is a complete TV and hi-fi stereo entertainment system. In the driver compartment, we have also made provisions for added driver protection. The compartment is isolated by a fixed partition, has an intercom system between driver and passengers, and all doors can be opened, locked, and unlocked by controls on the driver's console. The instrument panel and console, employing textured embossed steel, combine desirable aesthetic values and the energy-absorbing safety features of steel. A stamped steel safety core sun visor provides added protection in the windshield header area. Other imaginative and creative applications for steel also have a place in a vehicle such as Innovari II. These practical uses might include such things as concealed windshield wipers, stainless steel trim and wheel covers, cold-forged disc brake components, cold-forged wheel hubs, cold-forged connecting rods, stamped steel carburetor, high-strength steel seat hardware and seat belt mounts for an added measure of passenger safety and protection, and a steel mesh divider screen between the trunk and rear seat. There is a generous use of one-side galvanized steel in the areas most susceptible to hidden corrosion, such as rocker panels, cowl, plenum, and door outer panel, thus ensuring a long-lasting finish, just what the designer intended. Just as automobile design is advancing in sophistication and capabilities, the importance of steel as the prime automotive material continues to expand through creative innovation, increasing its versatility and usefulness in order to satisfy the ever-increasing demands of the designer for better solutions to his problems. United States Steel, as we see it, has 2 primary responsibilities: practical assistance to the automobile industry today and anticipation of its needs in the future. In the automobile, product planning, design, engineering, metallurgy, electronics, chemistry, cybernetics, and psychology meet to produce one of the world's most useful and necessary products, and one within the economic means of millions of mobility-oriented people. We hope Innovari II intrigues and interests you. We feel it has a lot going for it. As you look around this room, you'll see many of the features of our prototype cab highlighted in individual exhibits. Please look them over. We think they can be of value to you. There is excitement in the search to find better ways of building America's automobiles. We know you in the automotive industry enjoy this excitement, as we do at United States Steel.
And a Titan salute to the astronauts of America and the cosmonauts of the Soviet Union. These daring men and women are proof positive of the importance of a healthy body. Circling the Earth at speeds over 17,000 miles per hour requires tremendous strength and endurance. You can be sure that regular exercise is an essential part of every space training program. Yes, adventure starts with good health.
Boys and girls like you, keep tip-top with Titan. Join the Titan team today.